and I plan on doing another hike here coming up in the next couple weeks. It's going to be, I believe it's 74 miles. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I have a couple new pieces of gear I'm going to go over here really quick today. I got another hike announcement and just a couple little odds and ends here that I'm excited to talk about. So this video is going to be about my new super ultra Hyperlite setup here. This is the Hyperlite Elevate 22 pack. I currently have this set up. The way this thing is set up right now, it has 3 days of food and snacks in it, and it is currently sitting at 9.7 pounds with food, no water. Talk about what's inside of this pack. If you've seen my previous videos about my Durston pack, some of that stuff's going to be in here, some of it won't be. But yeah, I'm excited. We're going to get right into it here. So, starting off, like I said, this is the Hyperlite Elevate 22. This is a 22-liter DCF pack. Very small. We have no load lifters on this pack. Nice aluminum hooks here. Another aluminum hook here, and the same on the other side as well. Webbing straps here on the shoulder straps. Drawstrings, elastic drawstrings on the water bottle pouches. The back of the pack has a very small, I'd like to see, this would be nice if this was not so tiny, because it's borderline useless, especially when you pack this thing tight. It's really hard to get anything in and out of here. But for now, I have my Sawyer filter and my Knock water bag in here. Just a quick 360 look at the pack. This is packed, it's not stuffed full, but it's packed tightly. You'll see when I unroll it here that I still have a good bit of room on top if I needed to add some more, maybe a down jacket or a couple more days of food. I could easily do that. So I'm gonna go through the pack here and we'll see what's inside. So the reason for this pack is I don't like carrying a lot of weight. Nobody likes carrying a lot of weight. And I plan on doing another hike here coming up in the next couple weeks. It's going to be, I believe it's 74 miles. The Kuhana Trail, I struggle to say that word for some reason. It's in northern Pennsylvania, and it is a very big loop. Really pretty from what I hear. Dan from Backpacking Adventures again has been giving me a lot of information on this trail, and I'm really excited for it. He's done it many times, like 4 or 5 times he's done this trail. So I'm going to attempt to do that in 3 days. So that's going to be basically 25 miles each day. But yeah, let's get into this pack. So on top here, no clip. There's no clip here. It is a just a regular like latch, not a latch, but just how you would loosen a regular buckle strap, except there's no buckle. It's the hook loop. So pull that. This will come right out. On top, I got my trusty little Nemo switchback. Sides of the pack. This does not have a buckle on the top of it. It has these here. They are male and female, so you could roll it down and do that if you didn't want to use the side attachment points where it comes up. But I like the side attachment points. I think it keeps everything a little bit more neat and tidy. But as I said, you can see I still have quite a bit of room here on top. There's, I don't know, there's quite a few liters there on top that I could still put some stuff. But so on top here, I'm looking for a replacement to this still, because to me this is a little bit too heavy. It's a couple ounces. This is my Tyvek ground cloth. Have that on top. Inside I have my comfort item, which is my Enlightened Equipment inflatable pillow. I like this one more than my, I don't remember if it's a Sea to Summit. It might be a Sea to Summit. I like this one a little more. It's a little bit bigger and just a little bit lighter. So I have that in here. Got our toiletry kit, which has Body Glide, toilet paper, Ziploc bags, trowel, hand sanitizer, all that fun stuff. A headlamp. Next we have our food bag, which has currently 3 meals in it, 3 full-size dinner meals. While I have my food bag out right here, I'm going to talk about one of my new little accessories because it drives me insane every time I go to hang my food bag. I got one of these cool Hilltop Packs. This is made by Hilltop Packs. I don't remember what this thing's called, but it is just for your throw rope for when you do your bear hang. You can wrap it around here. I hate pulling my my hanging kit out every night and messing with the rope. It's always all tangled up. So this has, you can see, a bunch of holes in it. It's got notches so you can wrap it up and it's not going to go anywhere. I'm really excited about this because there's just something, you know, when you get to camp at the end of the day and you're not really into having the little nuances like untangling 50 feet of cord. This little guy right here, you can take off what you need and keep the rest on there without having a huge mess. So I'm really excited about that. That's the food bag. And the new goodie. Another new goodie while we're talking about Hilltop Packs is when I ordered that, I also got one of their little sit pads because if you're new to backpacking, this is stupid. You're gonna look at this and you're gonna be like, that's stupid. Why is that important when you have a full-blown sleeping pad? This thing weighs, I don't know how many ounces, but it's not many. If this thing weighs 5 ounces, I'd be surprised. When you get your camp all set up, you don't want to be ripping at least I don't. Depends how you go about setting your camp up, but I don't like to rip my sleeping mat out. I like to lay my quilt in there and let it get lofted, and I don't typically pull my mat out. So this is a nice little sit pad. These are very popular. If you watch YouTube videos about backpacking gear, you've probably seen these at some point. So got one of these for, I don't know what they are, 10 bucks maybe. Back to the Hyperlite gear here. Next thing in my pack is my Hyperlite, my Mid-1 that I just recently used on my through hike of the Standing Stone Trail. This is, I love my Durston tent. I love my X-Mid. I don't have the Pro, but I love the X-Mid. Everybody loves the X-Mid. This tent, I didn't think that tent could get easier to set up. This tent is easier to set up. You could set this thing up, if there's no wind, one person, you could have this thing set up, and I would say 90 seconds once you have the process down, as long as you're not like fighting your stakes in roots and rocks. If you have good ground, no wind, you could set this thing up in 90 seconds easily. Have that in there. This thing weighs just over a pound, or just under a pound maybe, I don't recall. With my stakes in there and my little stake bag, it's just over a pound. So there's that. And then in the very bottom of my pack, I have my, I'm not going to get it out, I have my Superior Gear Hammock Quilt. And I love this quilt because it has snap buttons on it, and it also has the elastic drawstrings. And what's cool about this quilt, and I'm not sure, other quilts may have this, but on the end of it, where you would make your foot box, it has this like half moon shaped little package of down attached, so that when you close the foot box off, you flip that inside and it completely blocks the tiny little hole, so you have no drafts in there. This is, I think, the 30 or 40 degree. I've slept with this quilt into the low 30s before on an insulated mat, not on the switchback, but on an insulated mat. I think that was on my Big Agnes, my Rapide, and I was not uncomfortable at all. That was obviously with proper, I had a dry pair of socks on. I think I was wearing my puffy jacket and I had my down booties on, and I was not uncomfortable in that. So this, if I put into a compression, like an actual drawstring compression sack, I can get this thing down tiny. I can make it half this size. Here's the pack. Like I said, on the front, Sawyer, and water bag. This is the pack empty, very small, completely frameless. So if I go out to Montana this year, which I plan to use this pack as my summit pack for the one mountain that I want to do, and I will roll this up. Great, it rolls up very small so you can put it inside of another larger pack. Unfolded. Good bit of room here. I got the medium size. I think that these run a tiny bit small. I don't know if I was to buy this pack again, if I might get the large. It doesn't fit me bad, but I think it could be just a little bit bigger, just to get the, I don't have a long torso. I'm 5'7", and I go from 185 to 195 on my weight, depending. Sometimes I get down into the 170s in the middle of the summer if I'm hiking a lot, but I think it could use just a little bit more torso length for me personally. So no hip belt pockets on this. No webbing. Would be kind of nice if they would at least make that webbing so you could put stuff on there. If you have a removable hip belt pocket like some other packs make, you could very easily slide that onto here, which I very well may do. So that's the pack. The other two little pieces of gear that I have here are from Hyperlite Mountain Gear. If you're ever on the market for a DCF bag, I don't know what I was thinking in my brain when I thought that 1 liter. I was going for this size. This is the size that I was going for. I think this is a perfect size DCF bag for shirts, like a shirt or a pair of socks or a puffy jacket or anything. You could put all of that in here and then some. Ordered the 1 liter bag thinking that it might be similar sized. I didn't think it'd be that big, but this is the 1 liter bag. It's pretty small. Can't put a whole lot in here. Keep that in mind when you're ordering. This is a 1 liter bag. You're not going to get a whole lot in there. And the other thing, which recently started hiking with one of these, and these are my new, probably one of my favorite pieces of backpacking equipment, and if you've been doing it for a while, you might have a similar opinion, but I got a nice little fanny pack here. So on my Standing Stone Trail through hike, I took a fanny pack, and that was the first time that I had done a trail more than probably 30 or 40 miles with a fanny pack, and it was awesome. That is going to be my new, I'm a fanny pack guy now, for sure. This will actually fit as a chest rig on some of the other Hyperlite packs. Something else that's nice, it's got the back here, so you could put this on your belt, and the back is also open. So when you're feeding something through there, say this is a belt that you're trying to feed through there, you can put it in one side, pull it out the top, and easily feed it through and out the other side without having to try to fight it and smash it in there like as if this was closed off. You can also stow away the tabs here in there. So if you wanted to use this as your belt or on your belt, you could remove these and then stow the ends right there in the pack. Nice and neat. On top, well, you have a front zipper pocket. These are both waterproof zippers. Front pouch, perfect. This is the iPhone 15, I believe, and I can put that in there. Tons of room. On top, you have a dual zipper. Can be going from either side. The front one is only a single. The top here is a dual zipper. Inside, you have a little mesh. I'm getting stuck. You have a little mesh pouch in there, so you could put your phone in there if you wanted. And then you have a little key holder here. Waterproof zippers, DCF. The back here is very slightly padded with a I don't know what that is, but it's very nice, very comfortable. So yeah, definitely a fanny pack guy now. But that's my new gear. I've been waiting for that thing for a little bit now. I'm going to be using it on the Quijana Trail. I'm going to try to do that in the next 2 or 3 weeks before it gets too hot and humid and gross. Today's Easter, so figured I would get outside and make this video quick. I say quick, but it's turned into a, can't see how long it is on this new camera, but new camera, trying out some microphones, trying to make better quality content. Got a new editing software, so the backpacking channel is going well. But yeah, that's the new gear. If this video is helpful to you, or if you want to see another piece of gear up close, leave a comment and I'll make a video on it. I plan to film that hike as well, since it's only going to be, I'm going to try to do 3 days, 2 nights, 25 miles for 3 days. Should be doable. Standing Stone Trail was pretty hard, just being out of shape. I built up into shape for it a little bit, but I could have still been in better shape, and I was carrying a little bit more weight than I wanted to, with some hip pain and foot pain and all that stuff. It was a fun time though. But yeah,